And a very good afternoon to you, and welcome to the Gaelic grounds here in the county of Limerick for this eagerly anticipated meeting in this Munster Minor Hurling Championship of Tipperary and Kerry. It's a fabulous afternoon in the Treaty City, and we await what should be a very, very interesting encounter between two teams who traditionally don't face each other in hurling, but they are today in this Munster Minor Hurling Championship. Earlier in the week, we caught up with both managers, the Ollie Broughton, who is the manager of the Kingdom side, and Paul Collins, the manager of the Tipperary side, and here's what they had to say ahead of today's game.
Ollie Broughton, a challenge facing Tipperary at any grade. Minor grade is no different. But I suppose, look, just tell us a little bit about how the panel has been coming together over the club season in Kerry, and more importantly for yourselves now getting ready for the challenge at Tipperary.
Yeah, it is a big challenge indeed, playing Tipperary in Limerick on Sunday. But I guess the way things have worked out for us over the summer months and over the last couple of weeks, it's kind of worked out really well for us, really. The players were playing their under-16, their minor championship. That finished up, at the end of the club window, and then basically we've had access to the players for the last, I guess, three or 4 weeks. I guess it is. One thing that's been a real positive for us, I guess, is we've had unlimited access to them. We've had them twice a week, and we've had them at the weekends. And typically, I guess, if you're preparing for an inter-county season, you're back to their clubs to be playing with their schools. So in terms of preparation, that's gone really, really well over the last couple of weeks. I guess last weekend we were due to play a challenge match against Limerick, but I guess with the diktat from the GAA that no challenge games, that put us back a slight little bit, all right. But in terms of overall preparation, it has gone really well.
I suppose when you consider Kerry as a county where for prolonged periods of times with players, especially in a county like I said that's trying to develop the game.
Yeah, it is. No, to be fair, there's some great work being done by the club coaches themselves, and we've got to acknowledge that, and the GDAs on the ground. Basically all we're doing as a group of coaches is bringing them together and developing a game plan and with a view to putting in a performance against Tipperary. But yeah, it has been good, I guess, to get them for a couple of weeks. You're not wondering, are folk coming back? Are they getting injured at the weekend? Are they coming in? They're coming in on the Monday night. You know the shape they're in. They haven't had a tough championship game on the Saturday or the Sunday. So yeah, from that perspective, it has been good. But I guess this as an exercise. And where we want to get to, this is a view to these players playing under 20 championship over the next championship with Kerry, if when they get there, so it really is a stepping stone in terms of preparation, not just for this weekend, but, for the coming years ahead for these guys.
Yeah, the challenge at Tipperary, I suppose, have you done analysis on them, or it's kind of a funny year for doing analysis, really, when you consider there's very, very little to watch and very little to go by? I suppose, look, a huge challenge. What are you expecting from Tipperary this weekend?
Game down in Kerry, they brought down their under-16 team, so we are aware of the challenge that they present. I guess Tipperary, they always bring good, strong, talented hurlers, but I guess from our perspective the focus has been more on our own players, our own process, in terms of what we want to do on Sunday. I guess if you take the bigger picture at the moment, you can't overanalyze things at the moment because the nature of the environment that we're in, players are probably stepping in and stepping out with what's going on. So there's no guarantee, I guess, that the panel that you have on a Monday is the same panel you have on Sunday. So from our perspective, the focus has been primarily on ourselves. We are conscious of what Tip have, and they having a really strong schools program at the moment. So
anytime a youngster gets to represent their county at inter-county level, it's a big occasion. The fact that there will not be people at the games, but the fact that they're being streamed, I suppose, does give hurling supporters and family and friends of the lads involved a chance to at least watch the game in that through that medium.
Yeah, obviously there's one parent or one guardian allowed to attend the game, but it's brilliant actually to have the likes of yourselves on board streaming the game, for parents, families, friends at home, and to give an opportunity for to see these guys playing in Munster Championship. It goes back to 2014 since the last time the Kerry had a team in the Munster Championship. So it is a big deal for these players, their families, and their clubs. So it is great that opportunity. So many other Kerry teams involved this weekend. They're spoiled for choice between the seniors playing Antrim in the league final. The senior footballers, the 20 footballers, and the under 20 hurlers are playing on a Monday night. So there's a large selection from. So it's great that the opportunity exists, and I guess people are getting used to that now, really, aren't they? Like, all of our minor championship club games had been streamed this year. So, the people are, obviously early on, there wasn't that way to be able to sit down on a Sunday afternoon and watch the minor hurlers. I guess earlier in the year, we didn't think this opportunity would present itself. I guess if we go back to, early in the year when we met in January, it looked like we were playing Celtic Challenge, and then events kind of intervened. And since then, I guess we got an opportunity to play in the Munster Championship, and we grabbed it with both hands. So, it's great that, we are in the Munster Championship, and it's great that, that anyone in Kerry and beyond and Tip and I guess all over can view the match on Sunday.
Paul Collins, Tipperary minor manager, you begin your campaign this Sunday with a clash against Kerry. What's it like to be back in action after such a long break?
Yeah, Jack, it's nice to be back. Sure, it's 6 months in limbo, really. So we're back since the 14th September, 4 or 5 weeks back. So look, it's nice to be only a couple of days out from Championship, and players are delighted to get the opportunity to take the field.
And what's the squad like coming into the game? Any injuries, or even lads come back from injuries suffered there during the year?
Yeah, we have a couple of knocks. Some guys mightn't make Sunday, but look, we have a strong squad, so it's always an opportunity for someone else to come in and stake their place. But look, we have a strong panel to pick from for Sunday, so yeah, we're okay in that regard.
And after 2 years with the round robin in the Munster Championship, what's it?
Yeah, it's different. I suppose the first year was really intense. It was 4 weeks in a row, and it was a really hot summer. There's two ways of looking at it. It probably is a fair system in a way that I suppose it's not all in one match. Then the other side of it, Munster is quite strong, and only 2 coming out of 5. It can make it very competitive one game when you're under serious pressure. But look, it's back to the old system. I suppose it's winner takes all, really. So.
And you're playing a Kerry side. It's the first year in this championship since 2014. You'll obviously come in as favourites. So how do you handle that?
Yeah, we're supposed to be favourites in other people's eyes. Genuinely, since we came back, all of our focus has been on ourselves. As I said, like 6 months out from the 9th of March up to the 14th of September, it's a long way out. And we didn't have that 5 month lead into championship. So when they come back in with us after a good minor club championship, all the focus is really on ourselves. And when we got the date, just really trying to focus on Sunday and see can we get a good performance tomorrow. I'm sure Kerry will prepare well for the game as well. So look, if we can get a good performance, hopefully it'll be good enough to get us to win.
And obviously for like a minor team, it's very important their parents and guardians, etc., take them to games and go to games. Obviously they won't be allowed into the stadium this Sunday. How important is it that the game will be streamed and these families have to see their young children in action? Yeah,
well, with the minor, there's actually one parent allowed in. That is in the regulations. But look, it's not nice for parents. It's obviously a very proud time when your son represents the county at any level, and not being able to go and watch him and cheer him on is not nice. But look, the streaming is fantastic. You'd see with the Tipperary Club Championship, it really generated massive interest for people who couldn't go, and even outside of even your own club, being able to watch it, and it creates talking points. It creates a good buzz. So look, I think it's a great venture, and hopefully it'll something that'll continue.
And how important is it that this minor championship is reclaimed? A lot. I'm not sure how many lads now would have had leave insert, but even 5th year is a very important year to be disrupted. That they actually have the hurling that they were able to look forward to during the summer.
Well, for I suppose most players' dream when they're younger is to hurl minor football or hurling for their county. So it looked like in the middle of the summer that dream for some of our guys are gone. We had a good number of guys that obviously were there last year, but this is their team. Obviously, it's their year, so they would have been gearing towards this for a long time. So yeah, look, it's massive for the players. Education is very important. As you said, a lot of them are now in leave insert or are in the leave insert cycle. They're finished TY, but no, it's great for the players. It's really, really important that they get a chance to represent. It means a lot to them. They're probably worried about what's coming out in the news, and they're probably hanging on every word on social media. But look, they're focused lads. So please God, we get the opportunity to take the field on Sunday, and what'll be will be.
And the views of the opposing managers there, of course, Ali Braham, who is the manager of the Kerry hurling team here this afternoon, and of course Paul Collins, man now in his third year with the Tipperary minor hurlers, of course, two of those as the manager and one of those as a selector back just 3 years ago. I'm delighted to be joined in co-commentary this afternoon by a man no stranger to the field below us here this afternoon, no strangers to the Tipperary jersey either, and indeed Paddy, no stranger to winning All-Ireland medals. You're very welcome to Limerick. It promises to be an intriguing game, but one very much your home county expected to win.
Thanks, Jerry. Yeah, delighted to be here. I suppose, anytime Kerry and Tipperary play in a hurling match, it's probably the opposite of the football. Tip would always be heavy favourites in the hurling, and I suppose rightfully so. Even this year, looking down there and looking at the team sheets, there are a number of players that played minor last year, and to play, having a year of experience at minor level is absolutely huge, because I remember my own days playing 2003, which is too long ago now, but it's like the biggest thing in our life, and it's so tense coming up to it. Like, playing your first round of minor to me is like playing an All-Ireland senior, All-Ireland final, because you're waiting for this all your life, and to them this is the biggest day of some of their lives, you know.
For Kerry, it's a journey into the unknown. Of course, the Munster Championship isn't a place that they've been for many years. They've been dominating the B for, I think they had 5 in a row back there just a number of years ago. It's a big step up.
Huge step up, and I suppose the only thing we don't know exactly the players, how they developed in the last couple of years, what training they've gone through. You'd hope that they have a good management in place that are training them in the right manner, and then they can go from there. I suppose they have to make a stage, and we hope it'll be a tight, very competitive affair today. Maybe it won't be, but I think learning is a huge thing today. Obviously a win, will be out of this world, but they really want to be competitive and learn from this, and maybe set a culture in Kerry of hurling, because we know there's been massive work done down there. We can even see from the teams there's the strongholds of Kerry hurling lined up there, but they have to start competing at that level and start climbing, and it might be an inch in their way up, but I suppose they have to start somewhere.
For your own county, Tipperary, of course, backbone by 4 very dominant schools in the Harty Cup over the last number of years, and we'll talk a little bit more about them later on, including your own Thurles CBS. They have a wealth of talent coming through here.
Yeah, they do, and I think that's happening in a lot of the teams in Munster at the minute. Is we're really starting to pile up the talent, but I suppose it takes a little something. Like today, I think is actually a big mental challenge for a lot of players. When you're coming in as a 16, 17-year-old and you're probably unbackable favourites, I think the management will actually learn a lot about them today. Say, can they actually do it when they're supposed to win? And that can often be a time where you relax into games, and maybe it becomes a big drag. So I'd actually be very interested to see what their mental frame is like today, and it'll be a reflection on the management team as well. Yeah,
the winners play Waterford in 2 weeks' time in Park Urin. One, again, without being condescending before the game starts, you'd be expecting Tipperary to come through.
Well, you would. You just be realistic about it. You are expecting, as I say, absolutely, if Tipper playing a Kerry team underage in football, you'd be thinking. But we'll wait to see what way it goes. But Waterford will be waiting. I think whoever wins today, it's brilliant to get a game under your belt. They haven't played together in a long time, these kids. I mean, probably when they were supposed to play 4 or 5 months ago, some of them have grown probably 5 or 6 inches, who knows, and put on a few pounds of muscle. So it's interesting to see. It's new times, and it's good to get the game and get it underway.
Well, we're talking about enough to the start. Tipperary have put themselves into their starting positions. Kerry just down here to our left hand side, and we might as well start with the Kingdom, who are yet to grace us here. They start with Dara Quinlan in goals from Ballyduff. Jack Hannon, Adam Siegel and Shamie Foran make up the full back line. Sean McGrath captains the team at right half back, wearing number 5, with Dara Conway and Robert Monaghan in the half back line. Ronan Walsh and Luke Crowley make up a very formidable midfield, with Rory O'Mahony, Sean O'Connor leading the attack from 14 to do damage. Off him is Phail O'Sullivan, and to the right is Liam Palmer. Meanwhile, on the Tipperary side, it's Jason O'Dwyer who starts in goal, Danny Slattery, Callum Lawrence and DJ McGrath, as we pause for our on of Ian. as we were saying, it's Danny Slattery, Callum Lawrence and DJ McGrath in the full back line for Tipperary. Cathal Quinn, Michael Cochran captains the team from number 6 and Luke Shanahan at 7. Midfield is Dara Stakelum and Peter McGarry, Stephen Ferncombe, Kieran McGrath and Jack Leamy in the half forward line, while inside Sean Kennelly, Tony Cahill and David Fogarty will look to do damage for the Tipmen. And it's early attack from the Tipperary side, and that looks like an early score, and it is indeed.
Peter McGarry, yeah.
Paddy, it's Peter McGarry.
Peter McGarry, yeah. Great ball in. They set their intent very, very quick. McGarry with a ball in, picked up by David Fogarty, who started full forward, popped it out and over the bar.
So Peter McGarry gets us underway here. It's Dara Quinlan from Ballyduff launching this one down into that half-back line, and out comes Sean Brosnan. But well picked back there. It looks like Michael Cochran playing it short to Jack Leamy. Crossfield ball. This is a good ball for a forward if you were to get onto it. It's with Jack Hannon though from Abbey Dorney, but incoming Tony Cahill looking to get his hands on it, but well cleared away. Dara Conway from Lixnaw just getting the ball out of the danger area, and it's broken down and taken quite easily by Cahill Quinn, but finding only a Kingdom jersey back there. Launched long by Ronan Walsh, the Kilmiley man, in as far as his full forward line. It's touched on really well, but DJ McGrath, calm and composed, from Killadangan coming out under real pressure. And well, back there is Peter McGarry, the point scorer just a couple of moments ago, with Luke Shanahan. Down the field, good space in front of Tony Cahill here, and he's way away from his full forward line berth, and he's trying to thread a ball through, but it's not happening, and a bit of a hefty challenge there. Lively start, Paddy.
Lively start, yeah. I think Sean Keneally maybe missed a ball or two that came into him early on, and ball ran away from the Kerry man, and I suppose he left himself there to body check him. So yeah, definitely take the name. Tip, I suppose they're trying to play the ball out every time they're trying to get the head up, but you'd be encouraged by Kerry's intensity early on. They're after coming out with a couple of the balls from their full back line. I think that's very, very important, because there is nice ball going in, but those youngsters in the full back line have to be very, very brave, and they seem to be so far.
Indeed they are, and it's a beautiful looking Gaelic grounds here this afternoon. Let me tell you, it's pretty much ideal conditions as we look down. The tricolour blowing from right to left as we look at it here from the Mackey stand, but whatever advantage there it is with them in from County Kerry, as we await the free ball to come from the Kerry goalkeeper. This is Dara Quinlan from Ballyduff. Of course, a famed stronghold of hurling in County Kerry is Ballyduff, as he launches this one high and long, a searching, probing ball into that Tipperary full back line, and it's broken down well. It's going to come to a Kerry man, and it looks like they're half forward. Rory O'Mahony back out as far as the advancing Robert Monaghan. He's going to take a shot. They like it underneath us, and Robert Monaghan has got Kerry's first score.
Super score there.
Hurling Championship.
Absolutely brilliant score. Used the ball well. Rory O'Mahony popped it out. Robert Monaghan stroked it lovely over the bar.
And we're level game here, and the Kerry men coming with great intent as the second strike comes, and that looks like it's going in and over the crossbar, and it's Ronan Walsh.
Another brilliant score, and Ronan Walsh comes with a reputation to this match. Super strike off the left, instinctive.
Well, it's fast and furious, let me tell you. The puck out comes, and it's down as far as Jack Leamy. And the goal in Kilfeacle man is one that they'll be looking to this afternoon. He's one of the prime characters of this Tipperary team, as the play is broken up. It's kicked away eventually by Rory O'Mahony, and it's gone out over the sideline, and it's even hard to take notes here at the moment, Paddy. It's so quick.
No, I like what Kerry are at the minute. They're swarming on the puck outs. That's what they have to do. They have to really try and take the possession away from Tip and take that danger away.
And of course it's parents allowed in here, so it's not crowd noise you hear. Those are actually real supporters as the cut comes across the field. Sean Kennelly putting it from left to right, but unfortunately it goes to the wide, and Tip's first wide.
Great ball over, great sideline by Jack Leamy. He's a player, of course, a minor from last year, quite a physical presence. Super ball over.
And Kennelly, of course, the Moneygall man. A club right on the border there with the county of Offaly. As not for the first time, Dara Quinlan is going to search this one long. Well, what a puck out that is. It's batted away, and it's not picked up way in midfield there as it should have been by Dara Stapleton. And it's I think he's got a second chance at it now, and the referee is going to say, well, that is a free ball. So Kerry just trying to get that ball deep into their attack, and you can even see there by their early intent Those balls are going long, pressing the Tipperary half-back line.
They are, and they were coming out with a ball. The last 2-3 balls Tip have come out with, Kerry have really swarmed them, so I think they certainly need to keep that up.
So Ali Ibrahim, the Kerry manager, would be pretty pleased with the opening number of minutes here, as the free is going to come, and it's Stephen Ferncombe from Clonalty, and the tap on the crossbar of Dara Quinlan tells you that even from distance, that's a super score.
Stephen Ferncombe, yeah, he's a noted free taker in Thurles CBS. A cousin of Luke Shanahan on the same wing as wing back, so he's another minor from last year.
A really good score as we level game here again. Dara Quinlan, long, not unlike the other ones that he's hit earlier on in this game. And we're playing only the opening couple of minutes. Here's Jack Leamy in a bunch of space, and he'll fancy it. It looks like it's going left. It is going left. You'd be disappointed with that, Paddy.
Very disappointed with that. Probably snatched that maybe first round jitters, Super ball from Stephen Ferncombe, though, out of the corner of his eye saw it.
And Quinlan opts to shake it up. It's Ronan Walsh underneath it here, but it's broken away. And it's Peter McGarry, the St. Mary's Clonmel man, breaks that one away.
Very encouraging for Kerry, though. There's no Tip aren't getting a hit of steam up, and I think that's the way Kerry will want to keep it. They want to keep it tight, even if it goes out for frees, sidelines. They'll want to keep it at that pace just for a little while to get themselves comfortable.
And break the play up a little bit, as Paddy says, and just keep it a little bit fractured, and then try and hit on the counter. And again, Kerry men attacking, and it's Rory O'Mahony from Crata is in there. There's a bunch of bodies again around it, and it's looked like Luke Shanahan, but it's back with O'Mahony, and O'Mahony's bundled, and he's tackled a little bit unfairly. And Dara Stapleton looked like, or was it Luke Shanahan who gave away that final free? And plenty noise here, plenty of enthusiasm from the travelling Kerry supporters.
Sure is, brilliant to hear. And I think, Rory O'Mahony's after getting on 3 or 4 balls in the last 5 minutes, he set up that score for Robert Monaghan. He got on another ball in his own half back line, and he won a ball there in a massive ruck. So he seems to be on his game today, and they will need that industrious play.
So about 7 minutes gone there, and it's Ronan Walsh. And Walsh strikes it in and strikes it over the crossbar, and the son of Joe Walsh from Kilmiley, and a man that would be well known in hurling circles, as the puck out comes very quickly again. No delay in proceedings here in the Gaelic grounds, let me tell you, and that's Sean Brasman, and Brasman racing forward, and again he's foul, and the man with the red helmet closes his fists and trying to G up his men, and it's going to be Ronan Walsh again. It really is very positive.
Kerry are pouncing. I suppose Jason O'Dwyer with a puck out there, he was trying to thread the needle, but was it Charlie Keating over in the wing? Knocked it down, won actually a 50-50, took it up, and actually looks like a very, very powerful young fella. Took the man on, and I suppose Kerry will want that. They're sniffing at the opportunities to turn Tip over, and they're doing very well so far.
And again, it's Walsh. He's been in a lot of the play, and we're only 8 minutes old. On that far sideline, and he strikes it well. Yes, he does. We have a flag, and Ronan Walsh has got Kerry's 4th point of the afternoon. It's Kerry leading 4 points to 2 here, and Jason O'Dwyer quickly getting the ball going. It's well handled there. That's a super catch from Kieran McCormack as he moves the ball forward, trying to get Tony Cahill onto possession. That he does as a runner coming through. This is Stephen Ferncombe. Jansen Ferncombe, great save by Quinlan. That's a super save from the Kerry goalkeeper, and it's still not gone. Tip can get something here. It's with Tony Cahill. Strike comes in, and it goes to the left-hand side and wide. And that was a super opportunity for Tip to get a goal there, Paddy.
Huge boost, absolutely brilliant, and that's what they'll have to do. The last ditch tackle, brilliant save by Quinlan, and just what Kerry needed.
And a really fine shot from Quinlan, let me tell you that, or fine shot from the Ferncombe, as again the ball is broken on the puck out as it goes long, and it's Tip who are advancing here. And it's played and threaded through into the corner. Really, really good ball. Is that Tony Cahill? It is indeed. Cahill calm, cool, off his left in and over the bar. And
super score.
Yeah. Surveyed his options first though, Paddy, before he took that shot.
He did, and that's when Tip looked dangerous. They've had a few dink balls in. You see Dara Stakelam's first involvement there, a good prospect from Thurles, but surveyed his options, made the room and put it over.
And it's coming down this near side again, and it's Rory O'Mahony with Cahill Quinn underneath us here, and it's gone off of Quinn, says the linesperson. And it's going to be, the linesman is going to give a sideline ball to Kerry.
correct decision, yeah. See, Colquhoun just knocked it out play there.
And it's Ronan Walsh who is deemed to come and take this as well. Of course, the free taker in chief, and now looks like maybe Amanda could fancy this. A real prospect in the county of Kerry, and of course Kilmiley, senior champions as well, of course, in the kingdom, as the ball is probing in towards the square. And it's still not dealt with inside there. There's a number of bodies. Liam Palmer is one of those, and he's around, but eventually the Tipperary man was fouled as he was coming out. There's a DJ McGrath at that far side, and well, he did really well, and it's going to be a chance for Jason O'Dwyer to come and relieve the lines. And again, looking to move the ball quickly. This is a feature of the tip play. They want to keep the ball in play really quick. That's a really good hand there from Sean Kennelly, and Kennelly's coming off, turning into his right. Good strike. They like it down underneath us.
Super
and we
score.
have a flag.
Super score, and very, it's always brilliant as a team when you need very little tactics to score. And that was a ball into the corner. Sean Keneally, I've seen him play this year already. Very, very strong on the primary possession. That was well taken.
And Dara Quinlan again. And it's broken down well by Danny Slattery. It's going to stay in play. No, it's not. It's just got off of Stephen Ferncombe, and it's going to be a sideline cut to the Kerryman. It's Robert Monaghan.
I'm surprised Walsh isn't stepping up to this. He seems to be a dead ball specialist there. The first 3 strikes.
He's looking for a
He's
shot.
looking for a shot, maybe better off.
And Kilmiley sending a number of representatives into this team as the ball is cut down along, and it's gone out from Charlie Keating from Dr. Crokes. 11 minutes in, Kerry will be happy.
Kerry will be very, very happy. But it's a 50. I think maybe Tipper a little bit smoother the times they do get the ball in, but there's very little in it.
And that there is at the sideline coming to Peter McGarry, but it's been taken off him, and it's the very lively Sean Brosnan from St. Brendan's Ardfert, and he takes it, but it goes for Kerry's first wide of the afternoon to the left-hand side and wide. Tip supporters beginning to find voice, and Paddy, we have to go again really quick. Jason O'Dwyer again getting the ball out fast, but it's cut out by Ronan Walsh, sat in front of his centre back there. He's taking it forward, Min behind him, but only tip in front of him, as cutting in there is Luke Shanahan, and Shanahan plays it short to Leamy off his right, fancies a shot. This looks good from where we are, and Jack Leamy has put Tip in the lead.
Yeah,
5-4.
we said he had a poor strike early on. That was absolutely pure and straight over the bar and high into the net, but nicely scored. And that's a feature of Tip's play so far. It's a short little pass to the half forward and over the bar.
Dara Quinlan goes short, and it probably doesn't get a whole lot more in distance, but it's onto Sean Brosnan, and Brosnan gets through, and well, pullbacks is the referee.
Yeah, correct decision, Jerry, yeah.
Brosnan is a lively player.
He's lively, he got in the last ball, and I suppose he needed to maybe settle himself down in that last wide. It's been taken so quickly, we couldn't discuss it, but they probably need every score they can get. But any mistake that Tip are making, Kerry are snatching onto it, and they're not getting everything their own way. And I think Walsh in the middle of the field, as good as Tipperary's midfield this duo is supposed to be, I think Walsh is doing very, very well with Ronan Walsh, and he's obviously
he is, and you fancy him from this sort of range, and going through his routine, and Walsh lifts it up and puts it over the bar, and I make out that's his 4th score of this afternoon, Ronan Walsh. And again, it's a level game at the Gaelic grounds, 5 each, as the quick puck out is quickly taken, and we're going from one side to the other. It's Tony Cahill on the play, and it's being shepherded well there by Adam Siegel, but Cahill gets away, finds a space in and over the crossbar, and the full forward from Drummond Inch,
I think that's David Fogarty got that one, yeah.
Might have been David Fogarty, yeah. The yellow helmet's confusing us.
Very
3 in the full forward line.
A real Tip thing, isn't it? Yeah.
From Lark Corbett in the days, as the another man in a yellow helmet is back here launching this one forward for Tip, and it's down towards Cahill with the other 2 yellow helmet men coming off him, and it's underpeel with it, and it's with their cornerback Jack Hannon, the Abbey Dorney man, bringing the ball out in just to his own 50-yard line, and that's a really good hand there from Charlie Keating, trying to play the ball down his same line, and he gets his opposite half number into it. It's Ronan O'Mahony. That's a really well-threaded ball to Luke Crowley. Tipmen back there in possession. Good tackling, 4 Tipmen around that, and they've turned it over. Now it's two Kerrymen around 1 Tipman, and it's Jack Leamy just moving the ball on, pressing it forward. Really good slip there. That's Sean Kennelly coming off his left this time. Have we a flag? No, we don't. We get it to the right-hand side and wide, and that's wide number 4.
he's showing something there in that corner that he's winning the last two to three balls that are going in. So he is a danger. And you can, even if you look at his marker, he's probably a little more physical than him, a little more physical than Jack Hannon. But Kerry's still doing very, very well.
And Dara Quinlan searching out the field, but decide going to give this one length, and it's just touched on there by Phelim O'Sullivan. But it's Tipperary who are coming forward, and it's Dara Stapleton back to his cornerback DJ McGrath trying to find length, and it's Ronan Walsh cutting the ball out. As it's Dara Conway who's coming forward, and Conway is off his left. It's going to go short, and Jason O'Dwyer taking this, and it's back now with the fullback Callum Lawrence, Cashel King Cormac's man, of course, a famed club from the decade down through the decades in County Tipperary, bringing this ball long into the Tipperary full forward line. Looking to get something out of this. They're a point ahead at the moment. They're playing across the field. It's Sean Kennelly looking to thread it inside. This is a really good ball. Jack Leamy's there, but well snuffed out by the Kerry defender Sean McGrath, their captain from the Crotto O'Neill's club, and it's going to be a 6 to draw breath there again, Paddy.
Exactly, yeah.
Really good game.
Very, very good game. So lively, very, very competitive. I'd have to admire the way Kerry are defending there. They're not just sticking on their own man, and they're not playing with a sweeper. It would have been actually very, very simple for them to come in today and say, you know what, lads, we need to defend here. But no, they're getting it long, as you said early on, Jared. They're getting it down long, and they're keeping it there without Tip lads just coming like a cavalry out. So I think that's very encouraging. And of course, the last ditch tackling there was excellent, because I think Leamy was waiting with bated breath. He was going to finish that, but nice defending.
Well snuffed out by the defence, the Kerry defence, and it's going to be Stephen Ferncombe from a 65. So Ferncombe from the Clonalty Rossmore club, and they're by far and away the club with the most representation on this team this afternoon, as Ferncombe strikes this one in, and it looks good from here. So Stephen Ferncombe, just before the water break, gives us a 2-point game to Tipperary, 5 to County Kerry, and we play 17 minutes just here in the Gaelic grounds of this Munster minor hurling quarter final. And credit where credit is due, and without the want of repeating ourselves, this has been a very, very competitive game.
Yeah, it is, and I suppose you don't want to be condescending towards Kerry, like, and we're trying not to, but this is what we're looking for. We wanted a competitive, we wanted to see him hurling well, and like, you know, if you put any random jerseys on him, you wouldn't be saying one was from one area, one was at one level, one was at another. I think they're both on very, very level par there. I think the Kerry lads have even showed ball winning skills that's one of the Tip lads don't have. Used the ball very well for a couple of their scores, and a couple of the times they got the free. So I think they can be really encouraging, and it was nice. They were going over there, they got a nice little clap from their parents and whatnot. So, you know, the whole party that have travelled must be encouraged.
Yeah, and of course from the Tipperary side of things, Sean Kennelly, Tony Cahill, David Fogarty, that full forward line, they look really potent.
And I suppose it's obvious to see that Dara Stacklem and Peter McGarry are able to supply him with them balls, and it seems to be ball that's the 60-40, the one that the full backline don't know whether to actually come out and try and knock it away from the full forward or to leave him off with it. So they have him in two minds, and to me it is a danger. That danger will be there for the rest of the game, and a couple of times I saw Stephen Ferncombe coming through, got a ball popped off to him from one of those passes in, and that is something they're going to have to keep an eye on. And but if they can keep taking the possession away from Tip, which I think they are around the middle, then they should be okay.
I suppose it was a point you made just a bit earlier on, Paddy, it's no harm to come back to it, about, you know, this game was probably meant to be in June or well, it was meant to be before that. It was probably May, with the way the new structure is in the last number of years. You're talking about 6 months in development, and, you know, in schools hurling, when we talk about, you know, Dean Ryan 16 and a half, that half year is huge.
Huge. I know, teach myself, Jerry, even if you go away in the summer holidays and you come back in September, lads have gone up and they're taller than you when they were at your shoulder beforehand. So, you know, I suppose the same can apply here, and both teams are well represented with strong young lads and size. So no, it is a feature of it.
So we're going to start with puck out from the Kerry goalkeeper. 17 minutes gone here, 13 to half time. Breeze has picked up a little bit and it's favouring the Kerry men, but it's probably blowing to the far right hand corner or the far left hand corner of the field as we look down, and it's gone long down on top of the number 12, which is Charlie Keating from the Dr. Crokes club, of course, a famed football club, but also a very, very good hurling club as well in County Kerry. It's Stephen Ferncombe, very back there, very deep, getting the ball up, and Jack Leamy nearly getting away there, and it's Sean Kennelly, I think it is, swinging back onto that right hand side, cross to Tony Cahill now, looking to tread inside, Tip of real intent here, this looks like a chance, he's opting to put it in and over the crossbar, and Niall Malone, our referee from County Clare, had the hand outstretched there, half a chance, Paddy.
Yeah, and important for Kerry to try, and even if it was a pull back or a foul there, be no harm, they need to keep them goals out. Nice little score though.
8-5, 3 between it. It's the biggest we've had so far, and it's Ronan Walsh winning the puck out, going in as far as Sean O'Connor, but ball spills away. Kerry indeed the Tip midfielders coming back. This is Michael Corcoran advancing out as far as the number 7, Luke Shanahan from Upper Church, as the ball goes in, and Adam Seagull, it's Shamey Foran, in fact, from the seaside town of Ballyhige, gets this one out as far as Robert Monaghan off down this near side, but the shape on this half forward line has just gone away a little bit as Cahill Quinn comes forward. Nice little touch as far as Jack Leamy, 3 Kerry men for company. It's off inside to Dara Stakelham across the field. Really patient from Tip. This would be a really good score, and it's Peter McGarry who finishes it. Scored the game, I think, so far.
Scored the game. They worked it well down the byline and then into the middle again. They kind of overloaded Kerry on one side, but that's 2 quick points from Tip. McGarry has been very impressive so far. I think he's won a lot of ball around the middle, so Kerry will have to stem that.
9-5, 4 in it, and it's a gap is just beginning to emerge, and it's Jack Leamy playing it inside, but too far advanced was David Fogarty, and outcoming is Shamey Foran to Robert Monaghan. And Monaghan surveying what's in front of him and trying to get one of his inside forwards away, and that he does. And it's Liam Palmer from Kinmare, back as far as Ronan Walsh. Half coming off his hurley, and it's still held inside. It's Phelim O'Sullivan who has it. Play on, says the referee. O'Sullivan looks to strike. This is a real opportunity. It's Sean O'Connor, but touch just doesn't come to it as we play right underneath the Mackey stand. And really good patient defending by the Tipman, but he's threaded it through somehow to Phelim O'Sullivan, but the ball has gone out over the sideline, or the inline, and it's gone wide for Kerry's second wide. 4 in it, Paddy.
Yeah, a couple of chances that Sean O'Connor had, ball coming to hand, and I think they need to take all them chances and just spilled and no score coming out of them.
And again, no chance for break, because Jason O'Dwyer wants this game played at a really high tempo, I can tell you, and it's Charlie Keating who has lost possession, and it's chance for Tip now to go forward. And this man, Sean Kennelly, well, how dangerous has he been? He's got Cahill off him. Here's a real goal chance at half a block as it goes in, and that was a real good interception, and I can tell you they had goal written all over that.
All over. Brilliant block through the body and the line. I suppose that's what it's all about, championship hurling, what we've been missing for a while now at inter-county level. But I think Sean Kennelly, they might have to make a little change there, because he's an exceptionally strong player for a minor, I think, and he's actually waiting for the cornerback to nearly get out in front of him so he can shove him and have the ball in behind, and it's often been an issue for me playing cornerback, so I know what he's going through.
And indeed, and it was Adam Seagull from Ballyduff who made the final block there, and we wouldn't doubt Dara Quinlan in goal, who's already made a great save this afternoon, but that one was coming with real intent to his goal, and it was Seagull who just got the block on it, but it's given Stephen Ferncombe a chance to nail a 65. He's already got one. This looks like it's going, and it's gone just inside the right hand upright. They all count.
I think Seagull has gone over on Sean Kennelly there after that bit of play, and he's actually started very, very well in the opposite corner, so we'll see can he make a little difference.
10-5 in the Gaelic grounds as the puck out comes. The intensity of the game has just dropped in the last couple of moments. We were expecting that. It's batted into midfield, and it's Dara Stapleton who tries to move it forward, and again they're looking for that left corner. Cahill has drifted away out, and he shoots off his left, and Quinlan tells us before the umpire does that that's a score, and Cahill, well, he's in real form, Paddy Stapleton.
Yeah, his shooting is very, very good now. He's getting some nice balls into him, but you have to be able to finish him, and so far he's had no problem with that. 11-5
here, and it's 6 in the game at the moment, and it's Tip who are probing and surging ahead, and it's Luke Shanahan who's driving them from the rear at the moment. It's with that man, Sean Kennelly, across the field, looking to get David Fogarty into the action now. Fogarty throws it up and strikes, breaks his hurley on the strike. Yeah, it's gone out to the left hand side.
Probably the wrong option. When the cornerback Jack Hannon was kind of up on top of him, he probably needs to take him on, which is probably his strength. So he might take him on maybe the next time.
So Tipperary have had 5 wides by what I make it, and it's Dara Quinlan getting the ball into the half-forward line now, but it's Tip who are eating up all of that possession right now, and it's Peter McGarry from St Mary's Clonmel getting that ball into Tony Cahill, but fouling Robert Monaghan.
Great win by Monaghan there, it would have been, that's the type of thing they need to stem the tide though, Jerry, because it's becoming a little bit easy coming out, picking out whoever they want up the field, the Tip lads. But nice win by Robert Monaghan, but they need to keep that up.
And you'd have to say the Tip half backline midfield well on top in the last
Well
while.
on top now, it's becoming a little bit predictable. I think Charlie Keating and Rory O'Mahony were doing very, very well for before the water break, first 10-15 minutes, but now it's a little bit of a procession coming out with each ball.
Indeed it is, and it's Ronan Walsh. Well, he's been known, and he's going to strike from distance. Breeze at his back, although it's going to one side of the field, but it is favouring him, but it's going long. And for Kerry's wide, number 3, it's going to be that free from Ronan Walsh, as the puck out is quickly taking loads of space and time now, as the ball is broken in midfield, and it's Luke Crowley trying to get the corner forward away. It's Liam Palmer. Ball is racing past him, and it's gone right back into the corner, and it's Michael Corcoran who's taken up a really good position there. Strong coming out with the ball, laying it off as far as Peter McGarry, the man who got the opening score here for the Tipmen, as the ball comes again to Sean Kennelly. And this is a really good run. It's Kieran McCormack who's got inside. McCormack fancies this. High shot, good save from Quinlan. As Jack Leamy looks to get on the break, got a man outside, doesn't decide to use him. Off he's right in, and Jack Leamy has got Tipperary's 12th point of the afternoon. Really fine score from a man who's having a really, really good game in this championship.
He's strong, and he's taken, he's a lot of experience there. But Quinlan, another brilliant save, and only for him now it could be very painful.
And that is for sure. As the tip minute getting back here, it's Danny Slattery, but losing possession off as far as Luke Crowley. Luke Crowley getting a shot away, but it's kind of snapped at, and it's going to the left hand side and wide number 4 for Kerry. And Ali Abraham trying to get his charges organised again as the puck out comes, and it finds the centre forward Kieran McCormack. He was the man who took the shot just a couple of moments ago. Crossed the field from Dara Stapleton to his midfield partner Peter McGarry, and he's rounding his man, which is Sean McGrath, getting forward to the 21, and a shot, and it's McGarry putting it in and putting it over the crossbar now for the Tipmen.
Easy. Yeah, I suppose every man that gets a ball can turn and twist and look at who he wants to give the ball to, and everybody, and a lot of lads not marked well, so it's like a training match a little bit since the water break.
And it's started again quickly, and it's Luke Crowley from Rathmore, son of Johnny Crowley, of course, a man who played football for the county of Kerry with great distinction for many, many years. I was told he follows a long lineage of men who've worn the green and gold. His grandfather, his father, and now, of course, Luke himself playing with distinction here in this Munster minor hurling quarter-final. And more importantly, right now, for his team is they're attacking, and it's Rory O'Mahony trying to get Ronan Walsh onto the play, but the touch doesn't come up. It's Sean O'Connor again holding play up. This ruck play is developing, and quite a lot of bodies in there. Ball not going anywhere, but it's Ronan Walsh, and he doesn't get it first time. It's Liam Palmer, and again this is just going to be someone to come out, and it's DJ McGrath coming away. McGrath, of course, from Killadangan, loses possession, but it's off as far as Charlie Keating, and Keating strikes it in and over the crossbar. Tipperary would have felt they should have dealt with that an awful lot better.
They probably did. They maybe could have had a free, but I think also Kerry could have had a free before that, so nice to get a score on the board.
And again, Jason O'Dwyer gets us away really quickly. 14-5 now as Tip advancing the game. It might be coming up here. This looks like Leamy. It is Leamy. His shot goes in, and another third brilliant save from Dara Quinlan. As Jack Leamy had been fouled, referee Niall Malone had given him the advantage, and Quinlan, well, he's impressed in the opening 27 minutes.
I think we should send him down the man of the match award already. Absolutely brilliant. What's that, 3-4 fairly point blank saves, and that's unbelievable shot stopping. So without him, again, just want to keep getting a couple of scores on the board. You know what I mean? I suppose we talked beforehand about keeping this game competitive. And I think that's for them, looking at the second half now. I suppose we're not too far away from half time. They want to keep it competitive and get a couple more scores, but they're snatching at a few chances at their own end here, or at the Tipperary end. I think maybe going back and running at the tip, lads, making them foul them, and that maybe can keep them a little bit closer to them.
And it's actually 14-6. I might have given it wrong a second ago. It's 13-6, I should say. This would make it 14-6 if Stephen Farncombe was to get it. And it's fairly routine for the Clonalty man, and he clips it in and over the crossbar as we edge ever closer towards half time. And it's fair to say, Paddy, Tip are looking for that big score. I'm quite right in what I'm thinking.
They're kind of trying to put the game away now, and they're trying to find each other in around the 21-yard line with passes, but they cannot get past Quinlivan though.
It's 2 points in the game, or 2 minutes of additional time going to be played here as we enter the closing stages of this first half, and it's David Fogarty getting inside, and well, that's really good defending from Shamey Foran. We were talking about him before the game as one of the leading lights in this Kerry team, and he hasn't disappointed. He's done really well there, and what is a very tricky man in David Fogarty. Really good defending. You'd appreciate
brilliant,
that. Brilliant,
absolutely. Didn't let him on in his inside and just kept the hurley in without flaking him, I suppose, which is always the better thing to do.
And it's Kerry attacking. Sean Brosnan getting the ball inside, trying to get somebody onto it in the middle, and it's Ronan Walsh in space here. You'd fancy him from here, and that's a really good score. 7 in it.
Brilliant score. Brilliant score, Ger. Going back to what they did earlier, take the man on, pop it out to the spare man, and obviously Ronan Walsh well able to take the scores.
That's it. And well, they're beginning to win puckouts again, and it's Luke Crowley winning this one, striking it inside, but the Tip corner forwards had advanced, and it's going to be very routine for Callum Lawrence there. Cashel, of course, we mentioned a couple of moments ago, beaten in the minor hurling final in Tipperary just a couple of weeks ago by Thurles. And well, that means that this man and many of his counterparts in this team had a busy summer with their minor hurling teams, and of course all of these guys would be backboning their teams at the moment. Under 17 competition here, so all of these fellas would have another year at minor next year for their clubs. Then are inside the Tip cover, and it's getting away. It's Sean Brosnan now, and he's going to have another pot shot, but it's going well to the right hand side and wide. Could have shown a little bit more composure there, maybe.
That's a couple with Sean, and I'd say maybe he's not the shooter that some forwards are, and possibly needs to just take them balls on.
Dara Quinlan or Jason O'Dwyer, in fact, starting us really quick again, and it's down to the opposite man, and that's Dara Quinlan as Niall Malone, the referee from the county of Kerry, blows us up here in the Gaelic grounds. It's been somewhat of a very entertaining first half. The opening period for just before the water break, keenly contested. Tipperary very much in the driving seats instead, Paddy.
Yeah, they have been. I think they might have scored, was it 7-2 points there in the last 15 minutes. But I like what Kerry have done in the last few minutes. They kind of got back to what they were able. They got bodies around the ball, starved. I think when you're the underdog, it's nearly the only tactic you have, because when you're the underdog, it means the other team are probably full of quality. And if you let a Tipperary team that we know have a bit of quality play with the ball, and we saw it for 10-12 minutes there, they really played around at the ball, and that's hurting Kerry. And they just, I suppose, it takes a bit more intensity, a bit more communication around the field, and I hope to keep it up, and keep this as competitive as possible.
What would you be saying if you're Ali Ibrahim and his management team, Jerome O'Sullivan, Timmy Horgan, Tyke Flynn and John Fitzgerald? What's your message now at half time? You're 7 down. Last 10 minutes haven't been as good as the first 10 minutes.
I think you have to be real about it and say, at the minute, we're 7 points down. We're actually still in a match. Best case scenario, we are actually still there that we can win a match. There's no point in saying, we can't. But we have to get back to what was actually going well for us. And that was, again, what I say, starving with the ball. They're playing very well in the backs. I mean, the ball going in there, I know from playing the full back line, it doesn't matter, you could be on an average hurler, but if that ball is coming in with lots of space and time, very difficult. But to say they haven't conceded a goal yet was brilliant. But I think they're going to have to say, around that middle, it has to be tightened up. I even think, get the ball to Charlie Keating on the wing there. I think he's winning an awful lot of ball. Even get him closer to the middle of the field, because he seems to be one of the lads that's able to grab a ball, take on his man, win a free, or get it to the inside line. But I think the other thing you have to say is steady up on the shooting and on our options. Maybe trying to win a free is the better option for some of our forwards, and at least break up the play again, maybe be able to filter back when the free is taken and take it from there. But you just have to keep spirits up, highlight your positives. Maybe if you had a few positive stats on obviously the saves and maybe scores that we've got, frees that we've got. They've hit a handful of wides. They'll have to look after that. But I think positivity is the huge thing.
And again, for Tipperary right now, it's going to be, they haven't this game won by any matter of means, but they are very much in the driving seat. They've looked for that searching score, which is a green flag. It hasn't come yet. Would you tell them go for that in the first 15, try and put this game away so we can get a few subs on?
I suppose that's the thing, and I suppose if it was me, I'd be putting pressure mentally on them. As I said earlier, I think playing these types of matches where you are the unbackable favourite, it shows the management something. Have you that steel in you that when you're against maybe a team that you're ahead of by a few points, if you can push it on? Because, okay, we think Tipperary might win today, but you can be 5-6 points up against a better team, and if you switch off, the game is over. So I think they'll be looking at a lot of different things, and certainly they'll be looking for a goal. I mean, if Tip come out and don't score a goal in the second half, I'm sure there'll be a lot of questions asked as well.
Yes, indeed, and it's going to be interesting team talk on both sides at half-time. It's in the Gaelic grounds. It's Tipperary very much in the driving seat. They lead Kerry by 14 points to 7. Let's hope for similar fare in the second half. And we're just about ready for the start of the second half. Referee Niall Malone just searching for a slitter underneath us, and he's found it. And it's going to be Tipperary with a little bit of an... It's a fabulous day in Limerick. It's really, really beautiful Gaelic grounds as the referee throws it in, and it's stuck in midfield. And it's the Kerry men who come away with it. That looks like Luke Crowley. And he's winning it for the second time off to Ronan Walsh, swinging himself around, but real good pressure there as he's pulling in one hand. It's going to go out over the line, and that's exactly where it goes. And Dara Stapleton.
Great hounding by the Tipperary forwards there straight away. Maybe a little word ahead of them at half time.
A good ball to Stephen Ferncombe, back to Kieran McCormack, and the Lockmore man plays it inside to Jack Leamy, who's going to have to go on the left here. He swings it across, but it's going to the right hand side and wide, and it's Tipperary who lead on the scoreboard. They also lead on the wides count, let me tell you. It's 6 wides to 5 now in favour of the Tipmen, but more importantly for them, they're 7 trying to find Ronan Walsh and the number 12 Charlie Keating. But it's gone out over the sideline, went straight out. And going to be a sideline cut. It's Luke Shanahan standing over this one from Upper Church Drumban. And of course these boys on both sides would have come through development squads for many years. And at 14, 15 and 16, and of course played in those age-old tournaments, Tony Farr. And well, they are fantastic weekends of hurling, let me tell you. And here you arrive to Munster Minor Hurling Championship, and this is what it's all about. And it's a beautiful strike from Dara Stapleton.
Great strike, Dara, yeah.
Not confidently so.
Very confident, but again, nice ball in. David Fogarty gets it. Wants to set the play up in the hand, not thinking about his own score, and Dara with a beautiful strike.
So Dara Stapleton giving him Tipperary that advantage again as the puck out is intercepted, and it goes back in and over the crossbar, and it's Kieran McCormack on the far side of the field who struck that one.
Yeah, Lockmore man just cut out the puck out, but I think Kerry, there's enough tough plays going on without the goalkeeper handing one.
16-7 now as the puck out is won again. And it's going to be launched in front of us. It's Tony Cahill who's given a slip to his defender. It's in fact David Fogarty off as far as the advancing Luke Shanahan. A really good score, 3 in a row within a matter of minutes for the Tipperary men. 10 points in it now.
Kerry need to slow this down now, find the keeper and walking around the goals a couple of times even, because Tip have started very hot like they did after the last water break.
So in 2.5 minutes they've got 3 scores, have the Tipmen, and that's threaded out to Dara Conway. And he's going to try and get his inside line onto it, and racing out there, showing good feet is Liam Palmer, but touch just doesn't come. Tipperary man around him, and Palmer's got it back again. And the Kinmare man turning out to his left, and it's going off to the right hand side and wide, harmless enough in the finish.
Yeah, and he's done some nice little things, he's won some great balls, nice skills, but the options need to be a little bit better.
Jason O'Dwyer getting it down to Jack Leamy and trying to get a midfielder onto it there. And that he does is Kieran McCormack back to Leamy again, and we're gone inside the 21. Happy to tap it in, happy to tap it over the crossbar, and extending the advantage and putting his name well and truly onto the score sheet.
Yeah, the Tip lads always seem to have a man moving off the shoulder, and I suppose that is the next level for Kerry to be looking at, that they're putting together those moves, but they need to get a couple of scores themselves now.
Dara Conway out to Jack Hannon. And this is dangerous from the Kerry men. They're very much camped in their own full back line here, and that's good work from the Tip forwards. And it's the Sean Kennelly who strikes it in and over the crossbar.
We've seen him before. Great work rate, and Kerry, simple ball was there to be hit, but unforced error.
And Tip very much showing their class right now as the Tipmen are in control again. Kieran McCormack across to this far side, and it's Cahill who comes away trying to cut inside, giving it off to the man in the loop, and that's Stephen Ferncombe, and his strike is probably not going to get there. It's to the left hand side and wide number 7.
Unlucky strike there. Nice win by Tony Cahill inside, but I say Kerry need to stop giving scores to Tipperary. They're going to be under enough pressure as it is, but they need to be a lot better and not make those unforced errors.
Dara Quinlan long to Ronan Walsh, and that's a really good hand by the Kilmiley man as he comes inside, attacking the middle channel now. This is really good, but he's been swarmed by a number of Tipmen, and it's Luke Shanahan who comes away with the ball. And the man with the green grip in his hurley is giving defacing inside. Fancying this, and Kennelly Well, hurling's a simple game when you play it like that. Luke Shanahan to Sean Kennelly, and another really, really good score as we're stopping up play here.
I think Shamey Foran might be getting his number noted. There was a bit of a slap on the helmet there of Sean Keneally. Look at it. He'll do anything at times to try and stop that ball because he's like a magnet. The ball is just sticking to his hands. So, obviously he's a big man they want to try and get on top of.
A razor sharp player. He's just got 2 in a row, and he's brought Tipperary's tally for this afternoon to 20 as Adam Siegel comes out with this. And of course a very big afternoon for the Tipperary senior hurlers. They play Antrim in the Division 2 final, of course, ahead of the Joe McDonagh Cup in a couple of weeks' time. And winners there would advance to Division 1 of the National Hurling League next year. And I'm sure, Paddy, that's something that would be a huge step. Fintan O'Connor saying huge game for Kerry.
Massive, and I think we were talking about it today. Kerry are making their step up today in the minor, and they'd love to make it at the senior as well. And you have to go through the uncomfortable phase of playing against better teams, maybe, for you to improve. So be great for him to get up the ranks.
Peter McGarry gives this one inside, and it's Jack Stapleton who took the final shot. Took a bit of a thump to the back as he played it, but referee says no. Wide ball to the tip men, wide number 8. And of course Kerry play in under 20 hurling on Monday evening. They play Cork, and that just shows the step forward they're trying to make, as Paddy says, in terms of fielding in the Munster Championship. But it's going to take a while.
It takes time, and I think it takes a lot of commitment. And I suppose they've been getting good management teams at senior level over the last few years. I know a number of the Tipperary coaches were down there, and I'd love to see a little bit more because every team helps hurling.
They're playing here at the moment, and they're just a little bit behind at the minute. And it's the men in blue and gold who are very much in the ascendancy here, and it's Jack Leamy who's going to clip this one from about 50 yards, and it's going long inside. It's not going to get towards the goal. It's a good chance of a goal here. Is it Kennelly who has it? And he's looking for somebody on the loop, and that's Cahill, and calm as you like. Tony Cahill in and over the crossbar. The Drummond in tip.
I think Drummond Inch have enough of those lads now without another one coming. But Tony Cahill looks like a super finisher there. I think left side. I think he's got a lot of his scores off the left side, and he very, very natural style.
So 21-7 now. Cahill impressing here as the tip forwards trying to get a turnover there, and just too many steps taken by Dara Conway.
It's unlucky, isn't it, Jerry? He's maybe on the brink, but you probably would like to see the ref let it go. But he has his job to do. There's probably somebody below us kind of assessing him at the minute, so he probably wants to get big games going forward as well. So look at
Niall Malone keeping the letter of the law here, and it's going to be Stephen Farncombe just inside the 65, and again he'll have distance, and it should be routine enough for a free taker of his quality. Clonalty supplying most of the players to this tip minor team.
They're such a strong club now, in fairness to them, and you mightn't always get that many from a country club. Like it's not a huge place by any means, but they obviously have a nice contingent now, and they're doing savage work underage.
Of course, tip champions 3 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah.
2 years ago, and it's the puck out comes, and it's Jack Leamy who has gone way back. Number of Kerry bodies around, but as we can see, it's going to be a sideline cut to the Kerry men.
Score now. I don't think they've scored since the restart now, but just to put a bit of respectability on it, give them something to fight for in the last 15 minutes, 20 minutes, would be, be nice. 9
minutes gone, Paddy, just to confirm that, and it's 8 points to 0 in the second half for the Tipmen. And this is a rare attack, I can tell you, for Kerry now, as the cornerback DJ McGrath from Killadangan is fouled by Phelim O'Sullivan from Ballyhaig, and Luke Shanahan is having no delay flick inside. We saw what he was trying to do there as McCormack comes back and off the stick, getting it inside. Cahill is in there. Forwards converging. Stephen Ferncombe is stolen through the back, but well cut out by Jack Hannon, and he's had a fine game this afternoon.
Good little hurler. He's a tough day, and Keneally I think is extremely strong at this age. So, and he's not the biggest of fellas, but he's played very, very well at times.
And it looks like the Tipmen going to make a couple of changes. So Robert Monaghan coming out of the Kerry team, and Owen O'Shea going in. So that's number Owen O'Shea coming in as Monaghan just trudges off here through.
Started off very, very well. Had a great score early on, but I don't know. I mean, I thought he was doing his damnedest to
Sideline cut is taken quickly, and it's Luke Shanahan. Well, fabulous score. And if we're talking about guys who've impressed, Luke Shanahan is certainly one of those. The left half back here, he's on note in Charlie Keating, but he's been very impressive in the last 10 minutes. As the Stephen Farncombe is on it now, as Tip are sailing away here, and it's Luke Shanahan. Just a couple of seconds ago, Stephen Farncombe pretty much from the puck out. I would think a Kerry man may not have touched that one.
No, and as you said, Luke Shanahan doing very well with 2 points from back, and has drove on. I think a feature of his play, he's drove out through the tack to Stephen Farncombe. I think that could be his first or second from play, but he's been deadly from place ball, but he has it from play as well if he gets one.
So Kenny Lee coming off here, or coming on. And Jack Leamy coming out, and Sean Kennelly coming out.
I think David Fogarty. It's Sean Kennelly, sorry.
Sean Kennelly, yes, and it looks like, is it Darren Minogue, number 22?
Yes.
Just giving my eyes down at the...
Kenny Lee and Minogue, yeah, Darren Minogue.
So into the action quickly is the number 17, Kelton Malloy for Kerry, but it's turned around, and Stephen Farncombe is leading the attack now, and up is coming Kenny Lee. And being tackled there, and tackled well on Sean McGrath, but the Kerry man does really well to hold on to possession. Cratterman trying to get his midfielder into it, but it's with Peter McGarry, and the St Mary's Clonmel man strikes it in, and
he's
again,
done well there. He's had a good game, and even Ronan Walsh himself around the middle have both impressed, but I think he set the stall for Tip early on, and he's had 4 points so far, so that's a nice tally.
That's it. So, and I think that's 11 in a row now for the Tipmen. As the down the top of Charlie Keating, it's broken to Kenny Lee, playing it inside to Tony Cahill, and favours his right this time, does Cahill, and he slips it in and slips it over the crossbar, and he's having the better of the tussle with Adam Siegel at the moment, and Tony Cahill makes it Tipperary's 12th point in a row here.
Yeah, very instinctive strike over, but as we said, ball coming in fast, straight into his mouth, I mean, quality forwards will do damage with that.
No sign of a Tip goal chance in the second half, really. Maybe Stephen Farncombe had half a chance, but that's all it was a little bit earlier on. They seem to be content to knock it over the bar.
Yeah, I'd say they'll be disappointed with that, because you will need that to threat first half, but I mean, they need to be taking those opportunities. You won't win Munster championships without getting the 3-pointers.
Darren Minogue just in play there. Of course, the number 22 was on just a number of moments ago, but the attack has been snuffed out, but it's back with the Tipmen again. It's Dara Stapleton striking, and that's really good from where we are. And the midfield, just so much on tap now.
He read the play there brilliantly and flicked it out, but lovely stroke over the bar. He's settling into the game as it goes on.
Number 21 is Conor McKelvey.
Yeah, probably may have started, but had a hamstring injury, I think, leading into the game. He's quite a big man, well able to hurl, and has a fine reputation around North Tipperary.
So McKelvey is on now, and of course this is a super opportunity just to breed some or give some game time to players who might offer something later on in the championship. And it's puck out was won by Ronan Walsh, but Kerrymen the Tipmen, I should say, who have it back, and it's back with Dara Conway. Strikes under pressure down as far as Ronan Walsh, and he's trying to break away through that Tip defence, and he's been fouled. And referee says he was held back there, Niall Malone. Yeah,
a little bit of a drag, and you'd have to commend Ronan Walsh. The last 2 balls that have went down, and they haven't been pretty balls, and he's won them, and he's still bringing the fight to Tipperary. But I suppose the one point about the substitutes coming on, it's actually seen as maybe starters or coming in, so they're trying to make a huge impact here today. So it is tough going for them.
So Dara Stapleton with the last scorer for the Tipmen to make it 13 in a row, and Ronan Walsh, well, when just things aren't your day, it's not your day, and that goes to the right hand side and wide, and that was a chance maybe just to stem the tide, as the game has lost all shape at the moment, and it's just, as Paddy mentioned a while ago, it's a bit like a challenge game right now. It's Luke Crowley trying to get forward, playing a short dink pass into the middle, and out has come Liam Palmer, playing a diagonal ball, and that's a really good hand there from Rory O'Mahony, but loses footing as he's going forward, and loses hurley as well, and it's Tipperary, who are going to tidy it up, and it's Dara Stapleton off to Captain Michael Corcoran from the Silver Mines, and the Mines man is moving forward. That looks on, says the referee, and Kieran McCormack has put it in and put it over the crossbar, and that's point number 28 for the Tipmen.
Yeah, nice score, and I think Kieran McCormack, without being completely fancy or doing anything extravagant, he's led that line at centre forward very, very well, and even when he's been on the wing, he's quite a strong player, but seems to use it well. And a couple of flicks we saw here, and I don't think we should be surprised with the club. He's from Lockmore, Castellini. They've some of the most intelligent hurlers that Tipperary have seen in the last few years.
So Tipperary have used two of their substitutes. They've used three of their substitutes, in fact: Kenny Lee from Roscrea, Conor McKelvey from Silver Mines, and Darren Minogue from Durlasog. I'm imagining they'll pop on the last two very quickly here.
Yeah, I'd say they will. Yeah, I mean, I suppose you want to give everyone a little taste of it, don't you? The experience of playing, maybe the initial butterflies, even if it is in a game that's over, to set them up for the next day. But I suppose they're after taking off guys in Leamy and Keneally today, so they're trying to maybe give guys an extra game who need it, or an extra bit of time that need it.
And here they're coming, I think right now it looks like Pat Ryan from Upper Church and Eddie Ryan from Barrasalee, your own club, Paddy, and Tim Fly just riding out the slips as we see at the moment. And
no harm get a Barrasalee man on, I suppose.
Yeah. Pat Ryan, if I'm right, I think he's the Munster long puck champion.
I actually didn't. His brother at senior level now, so I'm sure a very skillful player. Upper Church producing some good players there at the minute. Two on the panel is great for a country club again. So they're doing very well, but again, as you said, they're going to want to make an impact as a sub. If I know my mind frame, if I was coming on here and say, well, if I come on, show a couple of flashes, maybe I'll get more of a run the next day when I might be more needed.
From what I could do on my research a little bit earlier on, and again I might stand corrected on this, is that Tipperary have just one under 16 on the panel, and that is Darren Minogue at the moment. He's in there in midfield. He's coming there in around midfield. It just shows you the quality they have. When you can pick nearly all 17-year-olds on this grade, it just shows you how strong you are.
And I think it's a little different, the old minor and under 18. Like a 17-year-old here now, a lot of these guys would have been fine playing the old minor grade. They're all quite big and strong. But we were going from 17 down to 16. And as we said, it's later in the year even now. And so some of these guys they're brushing off 18, you know, so there's adults out in the field nearly now. So when you can provide all 17-year-olds fairly fully grown for their age, I think that's a huge positive to have.
It's been an unusual year, Paddy, and I know you've had experience obviously of the club championship, and things have gotten a little bit worse in terms of the whole COVID pandemic at the moment. It's worrying times for lots of people. From a GA point of view, your own thoughts and maybe things continuing or not continuing?
Yeah, I suppose, look, I and most other people aren't specialists in the area, so basically just from my own point of view, socially I'd love to see it continuing if it can be done so safely, but I suppose it remains to be seen.
Indeed it does, and the next couple of days and weeks will tell us an awful lot. And the new man on, Pat Ryan, he's been on to possession straight away. Ball is clipped in there by Peter McGarry to top of the left. That looks like the familiar frame of Conor McKelvey, and McKelvey strikes, but it goes to the right hand side and wide, and another wide for the Tipman, who are just whiling down the clock now. It's 28 points to 7. They've got 14 in a row in fact, since half time without a Kerry score. And the Kerry challenge has just depleted here as the hand goes across of Michael Corcoran on top of Ronan Walsh.
And Ronan Walsh, high balls, able to move. I mean, obviously, excellent hurler.
Just trying to keep the enthusiasm up underneath us are the Kerry mentors, and fair play, it's not easy, but you just got to keep trying, you got to keep going. There'll be tough days, but you know, other counties have had it, like we think about Dublin in years gone by. They've had hard days in Leinster Championship, but they came good eventually.
Yeah, and you just have to keep trying to produce a couple of players at this level, a couple of players underage, keep them training at a high level, and just improve it every year.
So Ronan Walsh gets Kerry off the mark for the second half. It's 28 points to 8 now, and it's Conor McKelvey who's lost possession there as Shamey Foran comes out, and Foran fouled.
Great win by the full back line there. Kim drove out, and I suppose we saw it a lot in the first 10 minutes, Gerard, but you know, it probably all got too much. If you have to deal with too much ball back there.
And of course, coming from Ballyhaig is Shamey Foran of a lovely seaside town, as we mentioned a while ago. But what a tradition they have in Kerry Senior Hurling Championship. Last won the title in 1996, I think it was. And, well, they are producing young hurlers and were beaten in the county minor final this year by 4 points. And, of course, Ballyduff are the current minor hurling champions in Kerry. And North Kerry have a little bit of experience of hurling down that direction. Those are real passionate guys down there.
I think it's similar to me, you know, with Antrim, and that they're sometimes very far away from what we say is, you know, more densely populated hurling areas, but they love it so much. They're keeping it going so well, and you know, you just hope that they can push it up a notch. Like I think we've seen today a lot of very able hurlers. It's just, I suppose, you need numbers playing is a huge thing. You know, the more numbers, the more athletes, probably the more skillful hurlers you have, and you know, that's always going to be hard when you're from a predominantly hurling or very football area.
Yeah. And a football county who expect to win the All-Ireland every year. And
and resources going into it, and you know, how attractive is it to say, and we were saying earlier, a lot of the athletes will be good at hurling and football, and look, like in Tipperary, you'll probably choose hurling a lot of the time.
Indeed you will, and it's Tip who are in possession, and it's Pat Ryan doing well, handled the ball and out of the fence, moving it forward, trying to get Kenny Lee onto it, but it's Kerry who mop it up, and it's with number 10 Rory O'Mahony from Cratta playing the ball inside, but just getting away, and that Tipperary full back line dealing with it, but out only as far as the loose Kerry man, and it's off as far as the number 17 Kelton Malloy. And the Lixnaw man puts it in and over the crossbar, and that's 2-0.
Super score by Kelton. Looked very natural, just let fly, but could do it one or two more now.
Indeed they could, and maybe a goal as well to just bring something back, but it's Kenny Lee who's racing forward here. He's got Min off the shoulder, well defended. Just the Kerry men held his ground there. That looks like Shamey Foran, it is indeed, as the Jack Hannon goes over there trying to push the ball out, and it's with Pat Ryan now. Ryan squares the ball back. This is really good play from the tipman inside, but it goes to the right hand side and wide. Score has just dried up in the last 2 minutes for Tip. The game's intensity has very much petered out. We're playing 10 minutes to go here in the Gaelic grounds as Dara Quinlan gets us underway, and it's down the far side of the field, and well, Tip playing with an extra man, I would imagine, back there right now, and it's Pat Ryan racing forward, being challenged by Sean Brosnan, but he has thrown the ball.
I suppose the refereeing has been quite good. I mean, maybe it never got as fractious as some other matches might if they're a little more closely contested, but I think the referee's done a very good job. But as you said, the sting is very much gone out of the match. I think when subs are entered onto the field or just dispersed onto the field, that can happen a lot.
Ronan Walsh taking this one and strikes it towards the goal. It's going to slip out to the left, and it is indeed, and it's going to slip. Championship, it's Tipperary who are going to advance, Paddy, and I think it's been a good day out for them in a lot of ways. They'll, as you said earlier on, value the game under their belt.
They will, yeah. It doesn't matter who you're playing, and get them nerves out of the way, the first day nerves. We even said earlier on maybe a couple of the finishes were poor, and now the management can go back and have a couple of things to work on. So look, it always is good to have that first day under the belt.
And it's being played forward here by Owen Stack, the Lixnaw man, coming on the field of play just a couple of moments ago, and it's gone out over the sideline.
It's fair to say Kerry have battled though, you know, they have tried their best. At times I think maybe not being at this level has hindered them because the intensity goes down a little bit, but not through a lack of effort, you know, maybe a lack of alertness or being switched on or hurling even.
Luke Shanahan looking to cut this one on. There's going to be another change in the Kerry. Somebody else on here in a couple of moments as Shanahan tees this one up. That's a really good ball, but it's Tip forwards have advanced a little bit too much, and it's Dara Conway who's coming forward, and it's slapped down there. That's a chop by Kieran McCormack.
I think years ago now that would have been seen as a lovely tackle, but nowadays if we hear it up here, the referee's definitely going to hear it on the pitch. So yeah, they're always given in 2020 anyway.
When you just look at the strength of his Templemore, Nina CBS, of course Thurles CBS, and can I get the fourth one very quickly from my notes? I think I can. Cashel Community School, of course, are there this year as well. It just shows you the strength and depth, that base
all
to
year
bring guys
round.
through at the summer
Oh, yeah,
or
exactly.
in the winter
And all
time.
year round, you're training at a really, really high level and competitive, and you're playing different types of teams every year. So
Yeah, Conor McKelvey
third
swings
time
that
lucky
one
for
in.
Conor. Yeah, great strike. I suppose we discussed that he's been injured there. Big prospect, but that was a lovely strike. Very, very high, but dropped over the crossbar.
29-9 now, and you'd fancy Tip to break the 30-point mark here as the puck out comes. And again, it's Kieran McCormack who's bringing this ball forward. It's one, but didn't get through to McKelvey, and well cut out there by Jack Hannon. Back line, and particularly those two cornerbacks, Jack Hannon and Shamie Foran, they've had a difficult afternoon, but they haven't stopped hurling here, I can tell you.
They've been manful, Ger. Very, very manful.
And it's going to be a free for the Tipperary men. The Kerry management underneath us here thinking that it should be going their way.
Well, I think they're saying, was there a bit of a flick back by Peter McGarry when he had been pulled? So possibly, maybe the umpire has seen it. They're having a little chat there now.
And of course, Shane McGrath, the man involved here with the Tipperary minor hurlers, along with Paul Collins, Joe Ryan and Tony Shelley. And of course, a man you would have heard with for many years indeed,
Yes.
Paddy, and a man of great experience, both on the field as a player and now making a reputation as a coach.
Yeah, I think we're lucky in Tip. We have a number of players back involved with underage panels, and I think that's so important to know. I think most counties are doing personality, and from being involved with him on the panel, I think he was always very good with young players coming onto the panel. So I can imagine it's something similar here, and all these players would have seen him give brilliant displays for Tip down through the years. So I'm sure it's very good for them.
And the yellow card of the afternoon, the first one, it's going to Peter McGarry. So just a bit of a flick out is what they were said, and it's another change on the Kerry team. It's Adam Seagal who's going to come off, and it's number from Ballyhaig. He's going to grace this beautiful side here.
I think that full back line now are really going to say to themselves, look, at whatever happens, we don't want to concede a goal here today. And I think the pressure they've been under, they haven't even conceded probably a goal chance, probably a proper goal chance second half, so let's hope that continues.
Well, Ronan Walsh has caught this one beautifully, and umpires racing out. It looks like it's gone left and wide. It has. And they haven't been without their opportunities in this second half as the puck out comes quickly, and it's looks like the number
Eddie
21.
Ryan.
Is it Liam Ryan?
Eddie Ryan.
It's Eddie Ryan, in fact, who's come forward, and he's struck it to the left-hand side and wide, and he showed a good clean pair of heels there when he got away. Good speed as the Kenny Lee contested here, but it's Ronan Walsh who wins it, but down to a very loose Tipperary man, and he's got another one coming if he wants him, and he's Jim McGrath as Kerry tidy this one up and do better here. It's Sean Brosnan who's winning this one and playing it inside as far as Charlie Keating as the advancing Michael Cochran takes it, and Cochran is fouled as it comes out, of course. We're just winding down the clock now pretty much. 29-9, and as we said, we'd fancy the Tipman to break the 30-point mark. Conor McKelvey getting away from Shamie Foran off his back foot, striking it in across the goal. This is a good chance in here, and it looks like Dara Minogue, and it's off as far as McCormack, and it's in. Is it a goal chance? It is. It's gone into the net. It's gone left and wide, and it's David Fogarty who had that chance. And a lot of last-ditch defending there, and it paid off.
That's what we're saying. As we say, they have their pride there. They don't want that net to rattle themselves on the line. And even down here, 30 seconds beforehand, they were getting back to that winning dirty ball, breaking tackles and aggression. And I think at times that has dropped. I think playing at that level, it'll kind of educate you to say, yeah, this is what needs to happen for 60 minutes flat out. It can't ever stop.
Yeah, and good opportunity for Tip there. Probably one of the rare ones in terms of a goal chance in the second half. Tip centre forward Kieran McCormack receiving attention, so it looks like a minor semi-final. And of course yesterday Cork beat Clare, so it will be Limerick and Cork in the other semi-final for the chance to win this year's Munster Minor Hurling Championship. Late in the year as it is, but if we could get weather like this, it would seem very much like summertime. And
absolutely lovely, yeah.
It's
great catch again by Walsh.
And Walsh coming away from McKelvey, And he does really well trying to find space over on that far side and get a green and gold jersey onto it. But it's DJ McGrath from Killadangan who's coming out, very assured, as finding McCormack. It's just gone a little bit past him. Corcoran in fact. And flooded up there was Liam Palmer. He was smothered. And it's back with Corcoran again, racing forward. Good ball inside, but touch just goes away from Darragh Minogue. And he's got it back, second time of asking. I think I'd be concerned and a bit annoyed if I was Paul Collins here, because they should be going over.
Lots of chances there, and and the subs, it's not like they're relaxed about it. They know they have to make an impact. The only one I suppose that has made, to me, a lasting impact has probably been McKelvey full forward. He's hit a couple of wides, but he's won a lot of balls. He's won 4 or 5 balls there, and as we can see out there, he's probably the biggest man on the field. Certainly the most manly, the broadest. So I think maybe 1 or 2 of the Tipperary forwards might be looking over their shoulder for the next day.
Yeah, of course, the man who is in his second year as minor, and as Paddy mentioned a bit earlier on, he was injured last year. So he will be one who will try to put himself in the reckoning for the next day. As Kerry make another substitute, and it's number 20 who has come on, and that is David O'Mahony from Ballyhaig, and number 13 coming off Mayor, as Tipperary man has been fouled, as the ball just went to the 45, and a chance to break the 30-point mark here as we play 59 minutes and 40 seconds, and it's going to fall to Peter McGarry from the St Mary's Club in Clonmel, and I think he's the only South Tip man on this.
Yeah, and do you know what? For one South Tip man, he's a very, very good addition there. But I think it happens like that at times in Tipperary. I mean, remember Mullinahone going so well for years, had bouts, and just happened that South Tip not too many this time.
And since the water break, Paddy, we've only had 4 scores.
Yeah,
Kerry have had 2, and Tip have 2.
There we go. So I suppose we'd have liked it if it was a little bit more like that as the match was going on all through. But look, Kerry have finished quite well. I'm sure the subs have kind of pulled down the intensity of it a bit. Anytime you put on subs, even if they're going hard at it, it really does pull down the quality a little bit, and so it's proven here.
Luke Shanahan, who has been definitely a very, very impressive performer for Tipperary this afternoon, plays the ball across, and it's a number of tipmen getting onto it now, and it looks like their number 23 advancing is Eddie Ryan, off as far as the number 22, Darragh Minogue, and he opts to put that one over the crossbar.
Yeah, if I'm Paul Collins there, I'm wondering, because we have enough points on the board. We want to great win by Eddie Ryan around the 40s, spun and goes around the course. I know him very well from being from Borrislee, and he is quite a talented young player.
And the goal of Dara Quinlan has been peppered in the second half, but not with goal chances, as the Tipperary men look to try and get the ball back here. We're playing a minute and a half of injury time.
I think it is something to work on, and Tip, while obviously want to win this game well, Paul Collins and his backroom team, they want to come out of it with something to focus on and something to say, look lads, but we haven't got a goal, and that is something we'll need. And I think that they need that as well. That's probably a little silver lining of not scoring.
Eddie Ryan again giving the ball back as far as Michael Corcoran, as he tries to tread a ball through, and it's gotten through for Pat Ryan, but leaving it is Darragh Minogue, and it looks like Minogue cutting inside. Good challenge, says the referee, and it's going to be a free in, 21-yard free, and we're approaching the final plays of this game here. And it's worked out pretty much as expected. It's Tipperary who have advanced and who will advance. And this has been a really commanding performance for them. And the second man of this afternoon is going to get into the referee's notebook. Probably just going to be a yellow, and that it is.
Yeah, he wasn't letting him through there, and I can't blame him.
As Peter McGarry strikes this one in and strikes it over the crossbar. And it's all very routine now for Tipperary. And they just want to get out of here without any big injury out of this game, as they keep their eye on the next day. And as I say it, that's it. It's Tipperary who advance in great style. A winning margin here of quite significance. In the 1 points, there it is, 32 points to 9. It's them who are going to face Waterford in the Munster Minor Hurling semi-final in 2 weeks' time in Páirc Uí Rinn. A very impressive performance from Paul Collins' men, who were under the cosh earlier on from Tipperary, from the Kerry side, but very much dominated from 3/4 of this game.
I think from the water break on, I suppose maybe a couple of words were exchanged from the management. It doesn't matter who's playing, it's always going to be a tough affair and can be quite tense as well. But I suppose when Tipperary got into the rhythm and Kerry, there's only so long you can keep up that real hard intensity early on. But they struggled after that when it came down to decision making in the hurling. They did struggle a little bit, but they'd still have to say, from Dara Quinlan, Jack Hannon, Shamey Foran, brilliant in the full back line. I like a lot of Dara Conway's play, Ronan Walsh around midfield. They had some great performances up the field, but just probably not enough put together enough at a time to make an impact in the game.
Yeah, the opening 15 minutes were quite keenly contested, and we were in around 9-5 when Peter McGarry scored for Tipperary, and the game was still very much alive at that stage, even though Tipperary were having much better of the exchanges. By half time it was 14-7, Ronan Walsh getting the last score of the first half, but the real daylight put between the teams from the period of the 30th minute, the opening minute of that second half, to the water break, where Tipperary scored 14 points unanswered. Well, that really told the tale of the game. 28 points to 7 at the water break, and a little bit more even in the final quarter, but damage had been well and truly done. 32 points. It's a long time since you see a minor team just getting 32 and not getting the goal, and we've spoken about it several times already.
We have, and look, I suppose maybe they don't want to drum on about it too much, because sometimes when you talk about getting goals, chat about, look lads, when we take them on we need to take our chances, but I think Dara Quinlan, without him and any other goalie in Ireland, maybe you're talking about 3 goals in the first half going in, and maybe you're saying it was an awful hiding early on. So he's done brilliant there, so you can't take anything away from him. But second half there probably wasn't the chances. Maybe near the end there was, but I think Tip will be pretty happy. They were in a no-win situation coming in here today, and Kerry probably they're always going to ship a few scores today. Very brave not playing with the sweeper, as we said earlier, but only getting 9 points. I suppose they would have hoped to get up to the 15-16 mark, and that would have been a little bit more of a gloss on it, but not to be today.
Ollie Broughton down there talking to his charges at this minute moment in time, and he's just trying to give them some words of encouragement. They'll remember this experience, albeit for not the right reasons, but they get to play a big team. It will serve them as we go along the way, and we touched on this already. There has to be some difficult days before you get some really, really, really good days. And we think of the emergence of Laois and Dublin over the last number of years at senior level, and they've had a similar journey.
Exactly, and you can't say it's not possible when, as you said, we have the Dublins, we have the Laois, but it's all about starting somewhere. And I suppose the only thing is, days like today are no good to you if you don't sit down as a management team. Like, the players are probably very young, but sit down as a hurling board, sit down as a management team and say, right, what did we learn from today? What would we put in place now that's of the highest priority? And I suppose, more numbers as well. I think the Tip lads probably looked at a bigger unit all around, and that comes with having more players and just, a stronger amount of young fellas going. But the intensity, I suppose, they had it for 10 minutes, dropped for 10. They haven't maybe had it for the last 7 or 8 minutes, but that's, that has to come up, and that's all part about thinking. The ball is moving so fast in hurling, and lads are so skillful at this age from the top counties that I suppose, look, you have to learn, and they have to bring that into their training over the next few years.
And one thing that would have come against Kerry this year, I suppose, is the fact that they didn't have a number of games, whereas in previous years they would have had at least 2 or 3 games at this level, and it would have led to you're gone out of the championship after 1 game.
Well, that's a super point, Ger, I think, because now is it next year? Will some of these lads not play after minor? You don't know, because that can happen sometimes as well. So, as you said, if you had the 4 games, the management starts seeing what we need to improve, how we'll improve it, fix our team around, so the next day maybe we'll improve that a little bit more, and maybe they would have got a result out of it as well. You actually don't know, but it is a little disappointing for them, all right. But I suppose great that, as you said earlier, that they at least got to represent Kerry today in the minor championship, and that'll live with them for a long time.
Paul Collins, in his 3rd year as the Tipperary minor hurling, involved with the Tipperary minor hurling team, of course, 2nd year as manager with Shane McGrath, who was involved with him last year, and the guys with him, Ger Ryan and Tony Shelley. They'll be looking to win a Munster Minor Championship this year.
Absolutely.
They go to Páirc Uí Rinn to play Waterford, and obviously, the form book goes out the window in the year that we're in. But this match has been an advantage to them. It's been fairly facile.
It definitely is an advantage to them, because I don't think they performed in a way that anyone would get carried away with themselves. They played well, they took their scores, but early on, I mean, Kerry were a very good match for them. So you'll be saying to yourself, look, Waterford will be able for us, lads, so we have to really dig in. You have the couple of pointers that they need to improve on. But I think they'll probably feel a bit of pressure to win this Munster final, or to at least, to go well this year, because, Tipperary always look for that underage success, and it's there's no real magic surprise in how do you get inter-county players at senior level. They have to have the success, or at least experience underage. And I think, as manager for the last couple of years, Paul probably feel that right, we need to deliver.
And well, it's one that he'll be very cognizant of, and him and his management team down there at the moment, just getting their final thoughts before they go and meet their players. It'll be a good and a nice journey for the next round of this Munster Minor Hurling Championship. For today, they've done all they can do. It's been quite easy for them in the Gaelic rounds. We thank you for your company. We thank Paddy Stapleton for his analysis and insights right throughout the game. As always, absolutely top class. It was Tipperary who advanced. They win by 32 points to 9 here. We congratulate them, we commiserate with Kerry, and we say thank you for your company this afternoon.